A captive boy is seen in a room, who is actually infected because of a bite of a creature. Then he bites the shoulder badly of a girl named Ginger. How did this child infect? Ginger, and her sister Brigitte, is seen with it. These both two sisters are going somewhere, riding on their horse. But they are lost, reaching a place. So they stop there near a built hut, where they check that hut is not in a good condition, and the blood has spread in it. Suddenly, an old lady approaches there, and she hands over 2 lockets to both sisters. And she also conveys a message, kill that boy so one sister may not kill each other. But both sisters remain unable to understand this message. Now that lady was looking religious at the first sight. So they wear the lockets, hearing this story. And they move forward on their way. Then they begin to hear the sounds of a few creatures. Hearing these sounds, their horse is scared and it loses its control. Then that horse gallops from there. Now Ginger and Brigitte are running after it, then the foot of a Brigitte is caught in a bear trap. Due to this, she is badly injured. Now Ginger tries her best to remove that trap but of no use. Ginger goes to seek the help while leaving Brigitte there. At the same time, a hunter appears there and he releases Brigitte, removing that trap. Then he carries both of the sisters into a fort. That fort was completely destroyed. And the marks of the creature's nails are also witnessed on its entrance door. That hunter goes away while leaving both of them in the fort. They were thinking, noticing the wounded Brigitte, that any creature has infected her after biting. But Brigitte tells, no. No creature has bitten me. My foot rather had trapped in a bear trap. Then the chief of that fort takes Brigitte to the doctor to make it confirm. Then that doctor leaves a leech on her wound. But it does not suck the blood of Brigitte. Due to this, they are sure that Brigitte is not infected. After this, a boy of the fort shows Brigitte and a Ginger a room, so they may stay there. A dispute is started between the chief and the son of the hunter at night after the dinner. But their fight is controlled after a time. And everything is controlled. When Ginger is sleeping at the same night, suddenly, she is awakened and she starts wandering in the fort. And she begins to discover the fort. Meanwhile, she discovers imprisoned kid there. Then a Ginger moves to that kid to check that child. But that kid was infected by that creature. And that kid bites badly on the shoulder of a Ginger. It means that a Ginger had also been infected now. Then a Ginger runs from there hurriedly. But she forgets to close the door by mistake. So that kid runs away, freeing himself from that imprisonment. But who was that infected kid? Why was it imprisoned here? It will be known further about it now. A Ginger directly moves to her room, coming out from there. She also wakes her sister Brigitte. Then they begin to leave that place, packing their luggage. Chief's son appear before them as they unlock the door of the fort. And he says to them, you cannot go outside as such. And you can also not open this door because it is forbidden. Now Chief's son begins to fight with them. Because he was thinking as Brigitte and a Ginger want to let the creatures come inside. But the matter of the fact was this, as they wanted to escape from here. Then Chief's son says to one of his men, they both are the opposition of us. So make them captive somewhere else, taking them from here. That man locks Brigitte and a Ginger in the room of the creature. After this, when that creature is going to attack them, then Hunter rescues both of them while killing this creature. But a Ginger had unlocked the main gate of the fort while escaping, from which many creatures come inside. And they are able to kill one of the creatures while wasting the number of gun bullets. Seeing it, all other creatures runs away in fear. But they had killed 23 people of the fort. And they had also make one boy infected with it. So Doctor kills that boy while firing in front of Brigitte and a Ginger. Witnessing it, Ginger is very scared because she was also infected. Seeing it, she could also not tell this secret to anyone. So those both sisters move to their room silently. After this, it is seen, those people have killed one of the creatures. And that creature used to be a partner of them in past times. And it used to live along with them in this fort. Later, it transformed into the creature and they kill it. It is also known with it that a young kid who was infected, and who had also bitten on the shoulder of a Ginger. He was actually the son of the chief of this place. Because his wife had been hunted by the creatures, leaving his kids infected. But Chief had kept it secret from everyone here, that he has imprisoned his infected son in the room. Afterwards, when Chief goes in that room where his son was imprisoned, then he checks that his son is missing from there. Then he understands here that it has not done by anyone else but Brigitte and Ginger. Because he finds Ginger's dropped locket in that room. On the other side, Ginger visualizes something in the room, where she is along with that hunter. But her body is full with blood as she wakes up. And this blood was releasing from that kid's bitten part of body. Ginger's condition is also worsening with it, because she was suffering from the severe fever. Contrarily, the people of the fort are performing the funeral of their companions. The funeral of those people who had been hunted by the creatures. The same kid comes to meet a Ginger when Brigitte is not in the room. Who had bitten her? It means, the son of Chief. And he tells a Ginger that I am searching for my mother. But, is not being found anywhere. Saying it, that kid leaves that place. Chief and Brigitte encounter each other at night. And he says to Brigitte, take care of your sister. Because he had known now that a Ginger is infected. Then he also tells the story of his wife and son to Brigitte. After this, that kid is again seen in the room of a Ginger. Who attacks Ginger, and he leaves from there after pulling some of hair of her. He kills one of the men of the fort stealthily at night. Then he puts red-colored hair near him, so they all suspicion may put on a Ginger. When all the rest of the people approach there, then they understand, witnessing the red-colored hair near the dead body, that it has not been committed by anyone else but by Ginger. Because her hair color was also red. So the people of fort grab a Ginger at midnight. And Chief's son was going to kill Brigitte, that Chief approaches there. And he threatens his son to leave from there, pointing the gun at him. Because Chief had lost his wife and his son was still infected. So her condition was also like Brigitte, because her parents had also no more. And her sister was infected with it, so Chief wants to help them. After this, Chief goes to those people along with Brigitte. And he fires the gun at Doctor, and he also warns all that, keep away yourself from these two sisters. So all people obey the Chief. Now all the people of that place were so strange, and they were in this struggle to pull other down. Then Brigitte again takes Ginger into a room. Ginger tells Brigitte here, have you remembered what had been said by that lady? Kill the girl so one sister may not victimize other sister. It may mean, kill that infected kid so that I may avoid the harmful effects of this infection. So a Ginger goes to that kid, taking a knife. Who is weeping while sitting near the grave of his mother in spite of being infected. Ginger is unable to kill that kid here, but a man of fort finds that kid. So they fire the gun at that kid. On the other side, Hunter comes to Brigitte's room and says to her that, come with me because you are not secure here. But Brigitte was not ready to go, leaving her sister here alone. So she forbids to accompany that Hunter. So that Hunter leaves alone from the fort. The infected son of the Chief is seen outside. Who has been captured by the men of the fort. And they are nearly to kill that infected kid. They all inform the Chief that he is not your son now. He is rather a creature. So that Chief himself ends his son reluctantly while firing his gun at him. But Ginger's infection was still not cured in spite of the death of this kid. That religious lady who had been seen at the start of the movie, she perhaps wanted to convey the different message. Now that Chief wanted to protect his fort again. So he makes Brigitte and a Ginger out of the fort covertly. Now they were thinking here as their fort is secure now. Now a Ginger and a Brigitte come out of the fort and a boy is also along with them. Who was helping both of them to find out that Hunter. After a little time, the snow falling is started so the fog also begin to spread. Now a Ginger begins to feel appetite because she has been starved for many days. So she kills that boy who had accompanied them. And she sucks his blood. Later, both sisters reach a cave at evening while searching for that Hunter. Where they discover the same religious lady. Who had met them at the start of the movie. Meantime, that Hunter also arrives there by chance. And that old lady was still saying the same, and that boy so one sister may not kill the other sister. Then that lady makes Brigitte visualize, giving Brigitte her own blood. That boy about whom this old lady is indicating to kill is not anyone else but that Hunter. Brigitte will have to end her sister under pressure if she does not take the life of Hunter. When Brigitte breaks the trance, then she witnesses that, her sister Ginger, has victimized that old lady because of feeling appetite. And a Ginger herself had gone somewhere. Now Brigitte begins to search for her sister without talking with Hunter. Hunter forces Brigitte that we will have to end a Ginger now. Otherwise, she will kill all the people moving to the fort. And she surely had gone to the fort now. So wait for me, moving to the fort. Brigitte is caught as she begins to move to the fort. Because everyone was still thinking that Brigitte had been infected till now. So the father of the court binds Brigitte. Now they wait for a Ginger till evening. As a Ginger perhaps will approach to rescue her sister. But Ginger does not come there. And the father is nearly to kill Brigitte, while burning. At the same time, Ginger comes in the fort, then Chief's son and guards hit her too much, but she does not receive any harm. And she unlocks all the gates of fort in fury. So all those creatures enter the fort along with her. Which begin to hunt everyone one by one. But father was still trying to burn Brigitte, but Chief diverts his attention while firing the gun after appearing there. After this, Chief also burns him to death. Almost all people had met their end. Except Brigitte, Ginger, and the Chief. Ginger was nearly to transform into creature, but the Hunter among them is continuously killing the creatures. So he is also infected at the first sight. And Chief is also infected, so he sets the fire in fort while adding the fuel in it. Then he commits suicide after shooting a gun at him. Now there were left 3 people alive now, including Ginger, Brigitte, and that Hunter. Hunter says to Brigitte, "Here, kill your sister, Ginger." Then Brigitte reminds the warning of that religious lady and that vision. That killed the boy Hunter. So Brigitte puts Hunter into end. And both sisters move out from that fort safe and sound. That whole fort is burnt. But Ginger was still infected. But she gives words to her sister Brigitte, "I will not harm you in any case. It does not matter what happens." Then both sisters embrace each other. And the movie completes on this scene. Thanks for watching.